Under the golden mask lies a gravity sensor, and even the slightest movement would trigger an alarm. I carefully slid the knife in, pressed the sensor, and successfully removed the mask. I stuck the chewing gum I had just spit out on the sensor, successfully tricking the system. Just as I was about to escape, the security guard was heading in my direction. But when he entered the lobby and saw the exhibit, he froze in place. The original golden mask had turned into a stone sculpture of an ancient human ancestor. And just like that, the golden mask was safely in my hands. The next day, Robert and I set our sights on the New York Bank in the US. This bank is the place where the world's top 5 organizations settle their accounts, with daily funds turnover reaching $8 billion. Its vault can only be opened by the CEO's retina scan. So I intentionally set up an attack, and while the CEO was in the hospital for an exam, we successfully copied his retina. Even the biggest banks have flaws. For instance, every day at midnight, the system has a 30-second device time. But to complete data downloads and fund transfers, we needed an extra 10 seconds. Robert disguised himself as a tourist, entered early to survey the environment, and then we developed a complete plan for the heist. On the day of the operation, we activated the equipment an hour ahead of time, starting to steal the bank's time. Robert sneaked into the monitoring room, dismantled the 5th elevator from floors 58 to 86, and froze the monitoring footage at 11:50. When we exited the elevator, we glanced at the clock, and the time was perfectly frozen at 11:50, with the monitoring footage immediately freezing. As we pressed the elevator button to return to the floors, our figures were no longer visible on the monitors. We inserted the card to enter the 86th floor corridor, and the monitors completely froze. I took out the detector, and sure enough, the area was filled with traps. So I pulled out the spray I had already prepared, gave a light spray, and the alarm lines vanished instantly. Robert and I moved in sync, almost merging into one, easily passing through the security line. At the main door, I applied fluorescent powder with a small brush, and Robert waved a small light over it, successfully identifying the password. After entering the interior, I put on the copied retina, took out the scanner, and successfully opened the control center. Just then, the bank administrator ordered the shutdown of the central processor, but we were 40 seconds ahead of schedule. All transactions were forced to pause. I immediately accessed the bank's system, quickly modified the receiving account, and just before midnight, I decisively hit the enter key. As the New Year bell rang and everyone cheered Happy New Year, Robert and I had already pocketed $8 billion. The rush of wealth made my heart race, but good times are always short-lived. Just as I was pulling out the connector,